Hey YouTube, so we are headed out to Memorial Day, and we're going to head up to our seasonal campsite in Pennsylvania that you saw the video on, and we're going to have an awesome time up there. We're also going to go to AOA while we're up there.
Looking forward to another great weekend at our seasonal site with our friends, enjoying the holiday. Hope you guys all had a safe holiday as well.
So we are here Memorial Day weekend, and you can see the Jeep in our campsite and everything like that, and they are pretty packed up, it looks like, and yeah, there's lots of noise. You can see this is all seasonal campers here, and we're seasonal also, and we're doing breakfast or whatever, and I'll do a little walk around. Well, I'll probably drive around the campground, let you see like the rest of the campground again, but you can see it full. But those are all seasonals there, but there's this like kind of glorious green space behind us. Let's see, it's back this way. Maybe I have to move a little bit. But there's a big giant, I'm telling you, there's a big giant green field over there. But you can see like everywhere you look, there's campers are everywhere. So anyway, I wanted to give you guys that little update. We are going to AOA tomorrow, Anthracite Outdoor Adventure Area. And that's our off-road park. And you've seen lots of videos of us there. And so here is our cooking going on for the breakfast, and you can tell that we glamp completely because you can tell, like, yeah, this is not like the normal like arrangement that you have when you go camping. So.
Wasn't that good?
Can you open the potatoes?
Jonathan, are you nuts? No!
Hi baby, hello, hi. I know, you're so awesome. You're like the man, or maybe the woman, but like you're awesome.
Yeah, those are without nuts. Okay, without nuts? Yeah, without nuts. But it's not the label on it is.
Hey YouTube, so happy Memorial Day weekend. And so I'm going to do a little run around the campground so you can see how busy it is. Basically, from what I can tell, nearly all of the sites are taken. If there are any sites that are not taken, it's a couple seasonals on the side, and maybe like 1 or 2 spots that are open, if that. Like, it's really hard. It looks really packed. So it's kind of cool to see that the campground's packed even with the COVID-19, and everybody's wearing masks and trying to stay separate and everything, but they're still enjoying their holiday weekend. So here is a footage showing you around like our campground over the weekend.
Hey, so we're on the seasonal loop. That's all Creekside seasonal. The left is seasonal. That's Eric. That's Bahama Breeze on the right, a competitive Jeep. Those are all like nightly. There's that big green space I was talking about that we're near. And because of COVID-19, we're I think at this time in the green zone, but the campground is still operating kind of in the yellow zone. Those are all seasonal on the left, and then The cabins are not open yet. I think the cabins open the following weekend. All of these are full hookup, non-seasonal sites, like, so you can get any of these sites. That's the largest above ground pool in the United States on the right. That's our pavilion that I think they have shut down, because of COVID-19. But I think technically, like, we were in the green zone at this point. I could be wrong. Maybe it was like a couple days later when we went to the green zone. This is the entrance to the campground. The little opening there so golf carts can get through, because there are two sides to the campground. And this is the office side with a pool and most amenities. The left is a couple seasonals, and then and so is the right is a couple seasonals. And then when you get to a certain point, it becomes nightly, and it's hard to tell. I think it's right here maybe. So for these like 10 or 15 spots on both sides, I think this is like the nightly or weekly or whatever. And the right side would be the creek side, the left side would be obviously pull through. And then you get to a certain point, maybe around here, where it turns back, well, maybe here, really. Yeah, there. That turns back into seasonal, so now it's all seasonal left and right. There are like all kinds of like non-seasonal, but all this is seasonal. This is the people that just come up for the night and party. And they have everything already pre-set up. And that's our site right there. There's our camper. And that's our party tent there. Hey, so the rest of this footage is mostly us working this smoker. So this is an old school smoker. It's not one of the new modern ones. It's basically kind of like a trash can with a lid on it, and you put the coals on the bottom, and it has some different spots for the racks. So essentially, I'm going to try to describe the best that I can. I'm not really a pro at the smoking stuff Eric is. But you start a little fire in the little pot like that, and then you pour those coals like basically into the bottom of the smoker once you get it started. And then, you know, and he was having problems because like the wood was a little bit wet or whatever. Normally he said that it just like catches like really fast. So anyway, so that's the way that you get it started. Then once you get it started and you get it poured in there in that little rack thing, you can put some other coals in there and some wood chips and everything to get the right flavor, so to speak. And then it's a matter of basically like measuring the temperature. Like with we have like a little phone app thing, but you measure the temperature of the smoker, and here he is pouring them all in. And you close the valves at the top because you kind of want to choke it out a little bit. So it's this little trick of basically allowing it to have enough air that it doesn't die, but also closing it off enough that it smokes basically. And you just turn those knobs, and that will control all of this magic. And so there's an outside temperature, and that's what we're using there, mesquite wood. And then there is the actual meat temperature, and you want to look on the package to see what the correct temperature is that you're targeting, to make sure that's all like cooked properly. I'm not going to give you any kind of lessons on cooking, not in this video at least. And so anyway, that's pretty much like the main trick. And the other thing was like some water. He was told like part of the trick was that you put like a little dish of water in the smoker also, and that's what he's doing there. So he has that small little dish, and we're going to put some water in it, and that'll make it so the meat doesn't like dry out, so to speak. It keeps it a little more moist when you're smoking. So once you get it going, you obviously just stick the meat in there. And then you want the temperature gauge. The one that Eric was using actually has 2 probes on it. Actually, I think it might have had 3 probes. But anyway, we had 2 probes that were in the meat itself, and I think the third one was actually just telling you the inside of the smoker, and then you just like kind of hang it on the side. And the really nice thing about that specific one is, like I said, I had an app that we were using, and I don't even know the brand of the smoker, any of this stuff. Though you can read the writing on the side of the smoker, but this is like what we did for the weekend, turned out really excellent. And so there it is cooking. You can see that what we do is after you get to a certain point, you wrap it, and then you let it sit there wrapped up in foil. And like I said, you can Google or internet like the directions on how to do all the actual cooking part of it. But this is what we did. We got drunk and smoked meat over our weekend. Hey, so I'll show you the app that I have on the phone. And so here it is right here, the app. And you can just sit here and enjoy your drink. And then, you know, it'll tell you what the temperature is. And you can make it so like it beeps or whatever when it gets to the temperature. But you can sit there and you can just like monitor it.